The Accessible Design Guide is an effort that the Montgomery County Department of Transportation led. We're really excited about the Accessible Design Guide and all of the ways it helps implement the Pedestrian Master Plan. The purpose of the guide is to allow developers and county agencies to understand the requirements and best practices to make it easier for people of all ages and abilities to travel around Montgomery County. There is a whole other visual language that can use these types of materials that is not super prevalent or common in the United States. And we, in the planning department, identified a need to develop standards around using some of these other pieces of that language in Montgomery County to better help people who are blind or have low vision travel. And the Accessible Design Guide achieves the Pedestrian Master Plan goal of identifying standards, identifying use cases for different types of treatments in a way that is really, I think, nation leading in how we are designing the future of public space accessibility. A lot of the treatments discussed in the guide are not very common in Montgomery County today. Some of them are. You will see TDI locations in parts of Silver Spring and Bethesda, but we expect over the coming years, as private development happens and as new capital projects or maintenance efforts for transit come on, that these are going to be standard treatments that the county is installing, standard treatments that the planning board is likely going to expect for private development when they're handling parts of the public space as well. So this is a sidewalk alert TDI, and what it does is if you're walking along this trail here and you're blind, it indicates to you by stepping on it that you've reached a bus stop. So you've stepped on it, the lines on the TDI indicate the direction that the bus stop is. So you stepped on it, and then you can follow it with your feet or with a white cane, or your dog can follow it to get to here, which is the bikeway. And you have a different treatment here, a different tactile treatment, the one we're all used to seeing, which is the bumpy dome treatment, which tells you you're entering a conflict zone here. In most intersections, the conflict zone is going to be cars or motor vehicles. But here, the conflict zone is a bikeway. It's bikes, which presents a challenge for people who are blind because bikes are quieter than cars, so you can't hear as easily bikes coming. So this is a potential challenge that needs to be mitigated through the design, but we get to hear the potential transit user assesses when it's safe to cross. They cross. They're greeted on the other side by the same bumpy domes, so they know they've crossed the conflict point. And then here is a transit alignment TDI, which helps guide the user to where the transit vehicle is going to stop so that you can successfully board the transit vehicle. So it's a system. I think it's important to think of this as a tactile language that people who are blind or have low vision can use to navigate successfully. We're excited that the county is so committed to accessibility and being a national leader in creating accessible public spaces, and we're really looking forward to working with the county and with private development as we sort of build out the future of Montgomery County with these accessible treatments to make it easier and safer for people of all ages and abilities to live, work, and play here.